I don't want to sit up. I always grabbing at me about my posture. I just want to sit the way I want to sit. It's comfortable for me to be.
Hey everyone.
Hi everybody. Yeah,
Do I have fur? Oh, that's my hair.
Wow. That's the first time I've ever heard you call it fur.
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's okay.
She's supposed to put makeup on before the video starts. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here.
I don't even
But
care.
it is what it is. Really?
You want some?
No.
Oh, y'all remember.
We've already had that video and I'm all done.
Hey, 7 minerals. Harsh chemical free, toxin free. If you're going to put stuff on your lips, make sure it doesn't have nasty, weird chemicals and dead animals in it. So just get some Savvy Minerals. You don't have to worry about it. Right?
Right.
Hey, we're here to talk about something serious.
What the heck is wrong with you? She is...
Packs of wild, vicious dogs terrorize our communities.
Ricky Bob. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Anyway.
Don't you put that on us.
Lonnie's test results.
Yes.
Lonnie's test results. This is, I mean, we are actually being goofy and funny and stuff, but what's so wrong with her? There is definitely a serious topic to be learned here as far as heavy metals in our system. Why don't you do your...
yes. Okay, so as you guys know, probably, not that you guys, like, know. Let me start over.
Why don't you start over?
As most of you probably know, we were doing the SCD diet, which is specific carbohydrate diet. And the reason we got started on that... The reason we got started on that is, well, we started doing it with Lonnie just because it's super healthy, right? It's clean eating. But the reason she started on it was there is some correlations with that diet helping some autism behaviors and things like that, and correcting some issues in the gut that are oftentimes associated with autism and that kind of stuff. But another reason that we did that diet for her is because we needed to do a heavy metal test to see if she had just a really high quantity of metals staying in her body for some reason, heavy metals. And so in order to get an accurate test, you have to do certain things. You have to get your gut back to a certain place to get an accurate test, because you can do certain things that can make your reading really off. So we needed to do that for at least 30 days to get an accurate reading.
Prior to the diet, we had to test her for what metals she had in her system, right? We have a pre-test and a post-test?
No.
See, I'm going to shut up now.
That did not take long for you to say that wrong. We do have a pre-test and post-test, but that's not what that is.
Okay.
I'll explain that.
Do that.
So we needed to do that diet to make sure we got an accurate reading. So we were outrageously strict with that diet, all of us. And a nice byproduct is we lost a lot of weight. We lost 30 pounds combined.
Yep.
Just me and him. So it's very, very healthy. But that's like the biggest reason we need to do it, is to get an accurate reading on her heavy metals test. So after she was on that diet for a certain amount of time, and we knew we had restored some level of health to her gut, we're able to get the accurate reading, we take a urine test. We take a urine sample in the morning, a random day. She has to stop taking all of her supplements and all that stuff. You guys know how all that works to make sure you're getting an accurate reading. It's very, very, very particular, and we were very particular about it. And so we took the urine test. Then that night, she takes a dose of what's called chelation medication, which is, and it was a high dose of it, and it pulls out heavy metals along with a lot of good minerals and stuff. So it's a really harsh thing to do. But we gave her this one dose, this high dose.
12 capsules.
12 capsules. 1,200 milligrams of DMSA, if you guys are familiar with that. It's a chelation medication. And so we gave her that medication right before bed, and then in the morning we do another urine sample. And then so that's your pre and post. They're 24 hours apart. One is without the medication to see what your body's naturally expelling, And then the other one is when you give it a boost of pulling out those heavy metals. Now what are we seeing? So Lonnie's came back, drum roll. Okay. Lonnie's came back super crazy high on lead and very, very high on mercury. So Lonnie has toxic levels of both of those heavy metals in her body. The heck? Can we just talk about this for a second?
Toxic levels of metal in her body because of her condition that won't expel it correctly, correct?
Yeah, so guys, it's complicated, and autism is complicated. Anytime someone says there's like one thing that causes autism, like, no, there's not. Like, it is such a compilation of things over generations even, doctors are saying now, you know, I mean, it's so complicated. So it takes a lot of research, right? Oh my gosh. There's so much. But one of the things I did with him, gosh, it's been probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, is I was reading up on mercury poisoning. And just very curious because there's lots of things we have to research, right, with Lonnie. And so I read off all the symptoms to him. If I remember correctly, there was 12 symptoms. And I said, who does that sound like? And he says it sounds like Lonnie. And I didn't tell him what I was reading. He assumed I was reading symptoms of autism, right? And so I didn't tell him. I just read off the symptoms to him, and all but 2. So 10 out of 12. If I remember correctly, I know there was like 1 or 2 that weren't Lonnie.
That sounds right.
But okay, 95% of it was Lonnie, right? And 90% anyway. And I said, he said it sounded like Lonnie. So I said, okay, so you think that's just autism? Oh, yeah. No, it's mercury poisoning. So that's kind of devastating, right? So we had the theory for sure that she had some toxic levels of heavy metals in her system. So not shocked that it came back that way. Not shocked at all. But it's still disturbing. And so we want to talk to you guys about that. Because even though you may not have those troubles, your children may not have those troubles, we want to talk about what's causing those troubles.
And you can prevent your kids or yourself from getting those issues.
Yes. Yes. As we said last week, if you guys jumped on with us last week, we talked about maintaining health. Maintaining health. Maintaining health. Even if you guys feel very healthy, I want your kids to be healthy and your grandkids to be healthy and your great-grandkids to be healthy. And if somebody would have told our ancestors that, you know, where would we be? So that's what the best doctors, the MAPS doctors, the highest, you know, how do I say it? Like the most educated when it comes to autism in the world are saying this, are saying that, you know, it's a bioaccumulation over generations of eating. We said this last week, so I'm sorry, this is redundant. Of eating food that's not really food, right? Over processed food that we're not getting nutritional value from. Even if it feels like it's filling us up, we're not getting the nutritional value from it. Also, all the toxins in our home, the air in our homes is not clean. It's not clean. All the toxins, all the chemicals we use, all of the stuff that's being sprayed all over the place. You know, Roundup is linked to autism, significantly linked to autism. So it's a totality. So here comes Young Living, right? Because we're able to get rid of so many toxins and replace it with stuff that's actually good for us. Not just kicking the bad stuff, but actually even supporting healthy body systems at the same time. And so we're very, very thankful for it. It's our duty to pass that along.
Yep, it is. I was skeptical at first, but the more every day I get more and more interested and more deeper into the products and how they can assist our living and our lifestyles for health and wellness. So,
well, let's talk about how do you get lead poisoning? How do you get mercury poisoning? Right?
Well, that's a good thing that you bring that up.
I mean, it's 2018.
Most of you that are watching are involved with us as friends and work know that we shoot. We go out and we shoot guns and we have fun. We got to be accurate with them. We have to be proficient. We do it for fun. We do it for work. We do it for requalification. When you come home with that stuff on your clothes and your hands, guess where that goes? In your washer. And on your hands and anything you touch in the house. which in my case, for Lonnie being already lead heavy, that's right. Anyway, got a lot of lead in her system. It's not going to be good for her to have that availability. So, number one, just for the people that shoot guns, freaking clean off. Wash your hands, change your clothes, wash your clothes, spray them off outside or something. Bring it in the house unless you have to.
And that is something that's talked about. I mean, the State Patrol is careful about that. I can remember.
That. It's not compliant.
What?
You don't say that word.
What?
You know what word? Police, sheriff, law enforcement.
Why? What is your hang up with that?
I'm just saying, we don't say that. Anyway, when you shoot, you got to make sure your hands are clean, your clothes are clean.
Are you not? I don't understand your hang up with that.
Well, let's not talk about it right now on video. Anyway, make sure you clean your hands off. I mean, if you're not going to use the Young Living products with the thieves and the charcoal soap or whatever, use some kind of, use soap or your laundry detergent to get it off your clothes and your hands, prior to having contact with your kids and your family.
Yeah. And there's lots of other things as well. I think a big culprit for Lonnie is she chewed on a lot of toys growing up, like the cheap, just plastic toys. And, they say that a lot of those toys made in China have lead in them. So that's a culprit. So there's a lot of different culprits on lead. Mercury, I honestly can't answer that yet. So we have a doctor's appointment in just a couple weeks, and I'm going to find out what her theories are as to what's contributing to this, because here's the thing with Lonnie specifically. I'm going to get into genetics. Bear with me. I'll try to keep it short and very, very simple, because genetics is like somewhat over my head, and I read about it a lot. Yep. Here's the thing with Lonnie. Lonnie has a genetic mutation, so she has a chromosome deletion. So we always hear about like extra chromosome with Downs. So Lonnie has a missing chromosome. However, the difference between that and Downs is that extra chromosome is directly connected to Downs. Lonnie's missing chromosome is oftentimes associated with autism. So what does that mean? Just because she has that genetic mutation does not equal autism. But she has MTHFR, which is another genetic mutation. And a lot of us have that same genetic mutation. So there's different things, but what it can mean is that she doesn't process toxins the same way you and I do. So the same exact things he and I are exposed to, and our body can flush it properly, Lonnie's cannot. But what comes first, the chicken or the egg, right?
I'm not going to get into that on video either.
That's the thing. Like, this is where it gets really complicated, and we don't know for sure. The brightest minds in the world don't know about autism yet. But what I can tell you is they're absolutely correlating all of these toxins to autism. Period. End of story. And so even if, like I keep saying this, even if your families are very, very healthy, let's keep them that way. Minimize these toxins, guys. Take it from us.
You guys know what the stats is right now? The statistics for autistic children being born? 1 in every 68. 1 out of every 68 kids is born on the spectrum. Now, just...
outrageous?
Yeah. What she said.
Outrageous.
When we, as people, and can be process this importance of this and prevent it from happening.
Hey, Mythbusters, by the way, because I've heard 2 things on that topic.
Because Mythbusters knows their stuff.
This is from our experience. The first thing I hear oftentimes is that, okay, well, they just got better at detecting it, and that's why. No, doctors will tell you that's absolutely not the truth. That is not the case. That's not coming from me. That's coming from all of the doctors that we've seen for the past 12 years. No, that's not the case. And now the doctors we're with right now are amazing and just very, very much involved with autism, right? Like, seriously, brightest minds in the world when it comes to autism. And they'll tell you that's not the case. The other thing I hear very often is, well, they're just passing out that diagnosis like candy.
whatever.
Oh my gosh, it took us years to get that diagnosis. Have you guys met Lonnie?
Inbox.
It took us years to get that diagnosis.
Inbox
Another
us.
lie.
Inbox us, Denise, if you have questions on some of the stuff we've tried. We may have questions for you, so inbox us, give us your information. We'd be more than happy to chat with you. It's nice to have support on both ends.
Yeah, Denise probably has some experience with this all as well, Pun.
She said,
Yeah, no, I see. That's awesome. That's great. So those are a couple myths that we hear with that number, and it's just, like I said, the brightest minds will tell you that's not the case. And in our experience, that's not the case. We know a lot of autism families.
So I interrupted Brooke a little bit ago when she said that then comes young living. We have seen improvement on some with Lonnie with some of the products that we use from Young Living. It's neat
Great,
to
Denise.
see.
No problem.
It's neat to see just what all natural products can do. And no, we're not talking about selling a kit to you. We're talking about sharing information with you so you can prevent stuff and help your own family. Period. You want to buy a kit? Sure. We'll let you know, and then, whatever. But Lonnie's sentence structure has improved. Lonnie's creativity levels have improved. Lonnie's speech clarity has improved. Lonnie's sense of humor has improved. Lonnie's appetite has improved to be wanting better food versus crap that we sometimes eat. We'll let you take it from here. No, go ahead.
Well, we have, every time we go to one of her doctors out in Indianapolis, we have to score her. And it was funny because the first time we took her, if you guys haven't heard of it, it's called ATEC, and it's basically a test that parents answer a series of questions and it's scored, and it goes from 0 to 180. 0 meaning there's not really any signs of autism. 180 being very, very, very severe autism. And so the first time we took it, Troy and I had always been told and always kind of figured Lonnie's right in the middle of the spectrum. She's not super severe, but she definitely has significant delays, and she's on IEP and she's in special needs, everything, right? So we put her right in the middle of the spectrum. Well, her first score was 87, and that was over a year ago now, maybe a year and a half ago. Her first score was 87. And so that's right in the middle of the spectrum, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 150 is the highest mark.
180 is the highest.
Okay, so yeah. Right,
so it's like right in the middle. Yeah. And so then the next time we went, it was funny because we did the quiz, right before our appointment, like we're supposed to. And I was so nervous because I could not remember her score. I don't know why. There's a lot of information. I can only retain so much. But I was like, oh no, I think her score went up. Oh gosh, we're not making any progress. Because when you're with it every single day and it's your battle every single day, sometimes you can't see the progress, right? And we have to remind ourselves of all this progress. It's just intense. And so we did the testing, and then come to find out she scored a 54. She went down in a matter of 4 months? Mm-hmm. From an 87 or 53, regardless. She went down that significantly, and her doctor was thrilled. Obviously, we're thrilled as parents as well. But her doctor said I usually aim for 10 to 20 points we drop between appointments, and Lonnie was 30, 35 even. Mm-hmm. So that is... what do we do? What do we do to change and help her, right? Oh, we missed Jennifer Miller. It's great that you're both working together to help your child. I wish I'd get more support from my husband. Yeah. Well, we'll pray for you, Jennifer, because that's huge.
Yeah, and with that, Jennifer, it may not be that guys are wired different from girls. Not that we're any better or any worse. But if he's inquiring, or if he has questions, or he don't understand, he may be directing his focus toward something else that, have him give me a call if he has questions. I'll be more than happy to help him out. And if I don't know, I'll find out. So I'm sorry.
Very cool. Very cool. So here's some things that we did, guys. We got rid of toxic cleaners in our house. We have to. It's not an option for us. And again, I Oh, I surely don't want to like scare people, freak people out. Like, you must buy this stuff because otherwise you're a bad parent. Like, please don't take it that way.
Just be conscious about what you're buying. Read the ingredients. See some of the difference in toxins. I mean, you don't have to buy anything from us.
I'll just stay like this.
You don't have to buy anything from us. It's just one of those things where if you're cognizant of what's in your products that you're buying, and you buy less toxic anyway. But obviously, the more natural the product, and
I mean, yeah. Look at Thieves Cleaner, guys. If you haven't heard of Thieves Cleaner yet, go talk to someone because everybody uses Thieves Cleaner now. When I see somebody like using like 409 or Clorox or something, I'm like, people still use that? Mm-hmm. But like I said, we've been forced to make these changes, and so we just. Gosh.
You guys have ever seen a display on the TV where they pour the Coke on the windshield and it cleans all the bugs off because the acid's in Coke, right?
Right.
I drink Thieves in my tea. It's good stuff. I'm just saying.
Thieves Vitality Essential Oil.
Yes. To be compliant.
Yeah, well, not the cleaner. I mean, you could drink the cleaner. It's plant-based. It's not going to hurt you. But
anyway.
Thieves oil tastes a lot better.
Anyway, test results. What else do we want to talk about?
Well, I was just saying that the things that we have done that have made a big difference. And that is a huge chemical. Well, lots of chemicals. Because Thieves replaces all this harsh stuff. Right? And, are we talking lead and mercury here? No. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. Like I said, I'm going to find out more from the doctor as to what her theories are, especially with mercury. How Lonnie has a buildup of mercury. Like what?
I wouldn't pray this on anybody as far as having a family member that has disabilities or learning disabilities. So if you can avoid that, I would hope that you would. And we're just trying to help. We're just trying to educate and share information, that's all. We
use this lead and mercury as an example because it is like a big deal, right? These heavy metals in her system. Guys, if you don't know what that does to your brain, it actually kills pathways. It's disturbing. I'm not even going to say any more about it. You can Google it if you want to find out. It's extremely disturbing. When I did the research a long time ago, oh my gosh, when I asked you, or when I showed you all those symptoms, that's when I was doing all that. It's disturbing. But we show you those results, which actually I have right here in front of me, because it's a heavy hitter, right? But what's important to recognize is it's not just heavy metals that her body can't expel. It's all of these toxins her body can't expel like we can. And so that's why it's so important. And that's why it's important for us to do that in the situation we're in, but it's kind of reactive. So I am basically promoting that people be proactive. Again, so your grandkids are healthy, your great-grandkids are healthy. What you do today matters. The brightest minds are telling us it matters to the kids that aren't even born yet.
Yep.
The choices I made are affecting Lonnie. The choices my parents made, my grandparents made, are affecting Lonnie. So Thieves Cleaner, we use a lot of oils in place of other things, guys. We are oilers. We are definitely oilers. So anything that we can do, we can't treat, diagnose, prevent illness, disease. The FDA says we cannot talk about oils in relation to any of those things. But I will tell you that removing the bad stuff as much as we can and replacing it with all natural stuff absolutely has made a huge difference.
In our house.
In our house.
With me. With her.
And it's just...
With Lonnie.
Ethically... It's important. It's important to me to pass that along. So it's become my passion to pass that along to you guys. It's become my job to pass that along to everybody that we can help. Mm-hmm. And it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle shift, and it happens over time. You don't just jump into it and think you need to spend all this money and just wipe everything out. Some people do that, but more often than not, they do like we did. Get rid of this chemical, replace it with this. Next month, guess what? This one's out. Let's replace it with this. Let's try this instead of this. And here we are 2 years later, and boy, we are seeing some difference.
Yep.
And so it is case by case. Everybody has different needs. That's where we come along. We support everybody that we can.
Hey,
Lonnie came in to say hi. We can help people learn what can support the system. Exactly, Denise. So we're not know-it-alls, but we will absolutely share with you. We're not. We'll share with you. Close.
You know it all.
No. But I'll share with you everything I know and definitely give you resources to do research on things that I've come across, and you take it from there. And, we're not forcing anybody to do anything or, have certain expectations or anything like that. We just truthfully, honestly, and authentically want to share with you what we've learned. It's an ugly world we live in.
Speaking of ugly world,
It's a
is there
scary...
oil for the loss of hair here? I've been noticing how much the hair is receding right now.
Well, I do have an oil to support a healthy scalp.
There's nothing wrong with my scalp. I just can't grow hair on it.
I do have an essential oil that supports a healthy environment for hair.
Sorry, I'm distracted.
And helping people realize what the ingredients are and how it affects us. Yes, Denise hit the nail on the head. Guys, you have to look at the ingredients. Just today, we had Moxie come. Moxie is pest control. And what? So basically they just spray and stuff for bugs, right? And they do that like every 3 months. And we just have them do the outside.
Yeah, but Brooke's the only one that has bugs.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I'm going to give you my bugs.
Anyway.
You seem to be interested in that.
We were just a little bit gun shy about having them come in the house and spray whatever they're spraying in the house with the Lonnie and us, of course, and the dog. So, we kind of backpedaled a little bit and said, why don't you send us the ingredients of that inside spray so we can research it? And they did right away. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, here's the thing about these companies now. They say it's all botanical, what they use, which is impressive to me. But I have learned through being with Young Living, who takes purity like to a whole new level. I have learned that just because something says something doesn't mean it's 100%, because there are some FDA requirements that are extremely, extremely loose. So if something says it's pure something, the FDA says, well, if it only has 10% of this, you can call it pure. No lie, guys. Like, this happens, and we have to take it upon ourselves to do the research. Is it tiring? Yes. Does it feel like an injustice? Yes. Do we just simply have to suck it up and do it anyway if we want the best for our families? Yes.
Is it productive?
But we can help you. We can take the edge off.
Yep.
With what we've been forced to learn. We don't have a choice. I guess we do have a choice.
Yeah, it would be a bad one if we didn't make it.
It would be really bad, but it's bad for anyone.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
I got it.
Very well.
Yeah, so anyway, I was just interested in learning more about their ingredients. They say it's botanical, but I was like, I need to look at that more before you come in my home. Like, if you want to spray my foundation, okay. Because I don't plan on, having picnics out at my foundation. But
Anymore?
and I know they use essential oils too. They use peppermint, they use rosemary, but you just don't really know where are they getting this stuff, and is it diluted? Is it synthetic? Like, who's even saying it's real, right? So it goes on and on and on and on and on. But, we said, no, don't come in the house. Even if you're saying it's botanical, I need to see that for myself. I need to do my own research before you're going to spray in my house. Because you could undo a heck of a lot of work that I've put into our daughter. A heck of a lot of work. I have been working to get all these toxins out of her for so long. My motto is you get the bad out, but you pump good in. You have to do both, guys. That means doing everything you can to support your body, to pump out toxins, supporting the kidneys, supporting the liver, all of that stuff. And at the same time, you're putting good in, right? You're putting good food in. You're putting good supplements in. These are the times we live in. So I'm just so thankful for Thankfuls to have this one-stop shop that I can go and get everything. Guys, I talked last week about Young Living being the Costco of natural products. That's what it is. You get your starter set and it gets you a membership, so you get all the discount, and then you have access to every single product you could need without any chemicals in it.
And then you could be your own Costco.
Then you could be your own Costco too. Yeah. And you share with other people. Always an option as well. Do what we do.
Guys, we encourage you to make sure, and if you have questions about our video or what we're talking about, or if you may have missed part of it, or you watch some of it later and got the whole topic, stinking inbox us, text us, call us, Facebook message us, whatever, and share
My
your
heart
stories.
is always open sometimes.
She needs sleep. I'm the one that needs sleep. Anyway, please feel free to ask questions, because when you ask questions, it blesses us to be able to help you guys out. If you ask us questions that we don't know, guess what? It educates us to help somebody else.
That's
so it's
true.
a win-win.
That's true. When we do research for other people, we learn for ourselves as well. So you can help even our family learn more too by sharing your questions with us. I feel like I just have this hair. It's driving me nuts. Can you guys see that?
How's that feel?
Oh my gosh.
She just has a hair that's driving her nuts. How's that feel? Seriously?
You shave yours off, guy. That is a
Unacceptable.
choice.
Unbelievable.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yes.
This was a very serious topic tonight. We'll try to bring something fun next week. Something funny and fun.
So
But
you're coming again?
it's important. What?
So you're going to be here?
Yes? Am I not supposed to be?
Fun and funny.
What's
I don't
next Wednesday? Hey, keep an eye, because this guy has some kind of surprise lined up for me on Friday. I don't know what it is. You can all see with me. I'm probably going to post something on social media, huh?
know. You probably will. You post everything else on social media.
I can't wait. Thanks for coming, Denise.
Yep. You guys be safe.
Yeah, so we'll bring something funny next week, and this was just really, really important. We'll have more information after we go to the doctor, too, and be able to share a little bit more, but thanks for tuning in. I hope and pray that you guys start taking a look at this, continue to take a look at this. I know a lot of you already know so much of this, so good job to all of you that are taking this stuff seriously. Kudos to you, because it's not easy this day and age with all this trash right at our fingertips all the time. It's so easy to just go the cheap route, go the
Quick route.
the quick route and the unhealthy route. It's just so easy to do that. So to those of you that are taking this seriously or want to get serious about it and it's in your heart, kudos to you guys. Keep at it, man. It's gonna make a big difference, and you're gonna be thankful for it.
Yep. People are going to be asking what you're doing to be so healthy and not be sick. And
then you can help that stinking person. Not
Okay.
that they're a stinking person, let me rephrase that. Then you can help that beautiful soul.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Long time no see.
Yeah, I've seen him the other
How are
day.
you doing? Oh, did you? Cool.
But yeah, watch us after a while, Dave. It's good stuff. All right, guys.
All right,
Go to
guys.
bed.
Thanks for jumping on. I hope we helped someone today. I always hope we help people.
You done?
I think I'm done.
Prayers for Menor PD.
Menor.
See you guys.
He forgot to hit the finish button.
I don't wanna
So
hit the
he's always
finish
just
button.
like...
I'll just hit the finish button. I'll end it raw.